Tissues, check. Wow. Compose yourself, Lilian. Remember why you're here. My name is Lilian Vanvieldt-Gray. And for those of you that might be visually impaired in the audience, I'm 5'7", 5'6½". I'm wearing a black and white dress. I have an afro. And my preferred pronouns are she, her. This moment is indeed humbling. There are a lot of people that I owe my deepest gratitude and sincere thanks. That list of individuals is exhaustive, so I won't bore you with that. And if for some reason I miss saying your name, please know that it's because of nerves and no other reason. A little bit about me. I was born in Guyana, South America, and in 1972, my sister Penny and I came here to meet my parents. See, my parents had been working in New York City, actually down this way in Harlem, and they had been here for 2 years, earning money to sponsor my sister and I to join them. We were coming to America in pursuit of the American dream. I was 10 years old, so now you can do the math and know how old I am. And as I stand here tonight on this dais, I receive this honor. I know that I am living my parents' dream. This is the manifestation of what they left South America for and why they did everything that they did and sacrificed. I am so grateful to have my mother here. See, I want to thank you. I want to thank you publicly for all that you did and all that you and Daddy sacrificed to make this possible. You see, I told you I had Kleenex. My parents taught me the value of hard work, the importance of perseverance, and the beauty of grace and showing others grace. It was drilled into me, never think you're better than anybody, but never let anybody think they're better than you. Do something because it's the right thing to do, not because it's the easy thing to do. I use those life lessons every day, and I thank my parents for giving me that foundation, and I thank my sister for being my best friend. To my husband, my biggest cheerleader and my strongest advocate, thank you for loving me to endless possibilities. So, I'm certain for everyone in this room, life has not always been perfect, and you've had some challenges and road bumps along the way, speed bumps along the way. And my journey is no different. Like many of you, things have happened to me that maybe I would have liked to have done differently. And I have a short story I want to share with you. Now, excuse me. For those of you that have heard this story, I told it a few weeks ago, so forgive me, you're going to hear it again, but it tells a story and it sort of talks about what we're doing here tonight. When I was 15 years old, I had an opportunity to go to a field trip to UCLA. I lived in LA, the LA area, and it was a way to get out of class. I was an honor student and we could get out of class. Got to UCLA and we met 2 young student volunteers. And those student volunteers were there to tell us about the requirements that we needed to have in order to get into the university. And what I discovered in speaking with them was that while I was on I had a college track, I had taken the PSATs, and I did all these things, and I thought I was going to college, I actually didn't have the proper requirements to attend the university. I needed 2 years of a foreign language, and I hadn't taken any, and I was a junior. So I ran home, very upset, And I went to the community college, and I took community college and learned French. Don't ask me why I took French. I learned French, and then I was able to get into university. The following year, I got my admissions, and I was super excited. And back then, you got your admissions letter. For those of you that are as old as I am, you don't get it on the internet. What was that back in the 80s? I got my admissions letter, and I run to my professor and my teacher, and it was my chemistry teacher, and I was so proud. And I showed him my admissions letter and told him I got into university, and he said, in the nicest, kindest way, I don't think you're gonna do well there. I think you're gonna fail. And you know, I don't think this is the best thing for you. Now, I had a provisional admittance into university. I had to maintain my grades. And all of a sudden, my grades started, they were slipping. And I go to him and I say, is there anything I can do to improve my grade? My teacher says, don't worry about the grade. You need to just try to focus on going to a community college. He didn't see my potential. He didn't see what I could become. He saw limitations in me. I learned a lot from that experience because it showed me, had those students not talked to me, where would I be? But I stand here proudly as a student of affirmative action. And I say, I am a product of affirmative action. That program allowed me to come into the university, and they said, oh, we told you had to have these grades, and now you've got a B-. That's okay. You can still come in. Had they not done that one thing, and that was the extent of the affirmative action, but had they not done that, I wouldn't be standing here today. My teacher's advice at the time was that I should go to LA Trade Tech and learn a good trade job. What I will tell you is that I am now the broker for the LA Community College District. My professor, I call him a professor, my chemistry teacher underestimated me, as so many people have done in their lifetime, in my lifetime. But being underestimated only gives you the ability to see others' limitations, not yours. When I went to UCLA, I became the director of the Student Education Exposure Project, SEEP. It was the same program that got those students to talk to me. And for 4 years, I worked a full-time job, I worked a part-time job, and I ran SEEP because I knew the importance of doing that. In 2022, Alliant gave me the opportunity to lead our insurance foundation, the Alliant Charitable Insurance Foundation, and quickly Tandeki called me. Where is she? Somewhere. Right away. And she opened the door to conversations with us about partnering. And through that partnership, we worked with an HBCU, historically black college, Southern University. And I'm proud to say that last week, we officially were given by the Board of Regents for the state of Louisiana. They have now authorized our program, and Southern University now will have a School of Insurance, a Risk and Insurance Certification Program. The goal of the Alliant Foundation is to bring underrepresented communities into the insurance industry. As you can tell, our goals align quite heavily with the Spencer Foundation, and it has been an amazing partnership. What Spencer is doing matters, and I want to thank them. I want to thank all of you and all of you that are on the board of Spencer. Thank you for this amazing honor. I want to especially thank Ken Goldstein, who worked with us tirelessly. Where is he? Ken has been behind us putting together the curriculum and helping us with the program development for our program with Southern University, and he has been instrumental in getting this together, putting it together. And most notably, I'd like to also thank your thought leader. I call her a thought leader because she is a thought leader, Megan. I mentioned my life challenges, and I'm going to wrap it up. But one of those speed bumps that I hit along the way in 2017 was a diagnosis that I got of breast cancer. As you can imagine, for about 3 weeks, I had to wait to find out what stage I had, or whether it was something that could be managed, or whether I was dealing with my mortality. When you live in that space, in whatever period of time it may be, some of you may have had that unfortunate instance happen to you, you start to think about what is your purpose? What legacy will I leave behind? Why am I here? And when I leave behind, what will I leave behind when I go on? Those weeks redefined me. I learned then, and I know now, that the purpose in my life is to help others realize their potential. And in turn, I hope that it will lead them to fulfill their dreams. You're supposed to clap for that. One of the greatest gifts I've ever received, after my wonderful husband, and God giving me him, was the offer to lead the Alliant DEI initiative. To my Alliant colleagues, thank you for being the best employer, and I say this sincerely, wholeheartedly. Thank you for being the best employer and one of my greatest champions. You supported me through my illness, and you've given me the opportunity to help so many wonderful students. I chose the entrance song, Man in the Mirror, because it speaks directly to personal responsibility. Tonight, I ask you, nay, I implore you to donate your time, donate your talents, and most importantly, donate your money. Become a mentor. You heard earlier about the importance of mentoring and the impact it can have on a young life. Talk to young students, talk to young professionals, and lead the conversation on diversity. Help those that are less fortunate than you. My wonderful boss, Peter Carpenter, who's not here tonight, unfortunately had a conflict, but he refers to me as your empress. It has something to do about me always getting what I want. So I leave you with this edict as your empress. Be a champion for someone that cannot do it themselves. Don't be the chemistry professor or teacher who sees limitations in others. Rather, be the champion that helps someone realize their dreams and realizes their potential. One day, they may stand here on the stage, retelling the story of your contribution to their success. Thank you again for this honor. I made it through without any Kleenex.